How many people, when you say, how are you, say, fantastic? How many people go, what's he on? Isn't that sad that the only people that are jumping out of their skin are people who are on artificial stimulants? No wonder God put as number one in page 127 of the Ministry of Healing, pure air. Can you see that if you haven't got enough oxygen going in, let's go specifically to the brain, and your brain cells, a lot of your brain cells are only giving you 2 units instead of 36 units, how are you going to feel? How is God going to be able to communicate with you? All because your pillow's mouldy, huh? Or because you haven't got fresh air, huh? But the most powerful way to exercise your body, I just need a rubber. The most powerful way to get oxygen into your body is exercise. So when I woke up this morning and went out into the backyard, I saw a pool.
Sometimes life feels like it's moving just a little faster than our memory can keep up with. You walk into a room and forget why you came there, or you meet a familiar face and the name just won't come. Perhaps you're sitting quietly with a cup of tea and wonder, why does my mind feel foggy these days? Well, if you've ever had that moment of worry, that small fear whispering, is this the beginning of memory loss? Please take heart. This is not the end of your story. In fact, your brain, that beautiful living organ inside your head, is capable of healing, rebuilding, and growing, no matter your age. And you see, the brain is not a static thing. It's not like a piece of machinery that wears out and can't be replaced. It's more like a garden. When given the right care, sunlight, nourishment, and a little movement, it can sprout new connections and bloom again. That's what we'll be talking about today. How a simple 1-minute exercise can awaken your mind, reignite those sleeping pathways, and gently begin to restore your memory. I've seen people in their 60s, 70s, even 80s begin to feel sharper and more alert simply by practicing this short daily routine. It doesn't involve running, sweating, or complicated gym moves. You can do it right where you are, sitting, standing, or even holding onto the back of a chair for balance. This is about bringing oxygen and life back to your brain. It's about reminding your body how to nourish itself. And by the end of this talk, you'll understand not just how to do this 1-minute exercise, but why it works from a natural, scientific, and spiritual perspective. So let's begin this beautiful journey back to clarity, 1 gentle minute at a time.
Before we start, drop in the comments from where you are watching this video and what health topic you'd like to see in the next video. As a special thank you for joining us today, we're giving away 100 free copies of my best-selling book to subscribers. So if you haven't already, make sure to hit that subscribe button and leave a comment about why you want to win my best-selling book.
There is a type of exercise that will get more oxygen to our brain than any type of exercise, and it's interval training, or often called HIIT, high intensity interval training. These are intervals of running for your life, or as I did this morning, swimming for your life. Can't run, swim. Can't swim, get a kickboard and flippers. Still can't swim, exercise bike. No, I've got a sore leg. Push-ups. Everyone should do push-ups. Can't do push-ups? Do them on the wall. You know, the further you stand back, the more you can lean down. And as you get your upper body strong, you can start to go down. We are training for something more important than the Olympic Games. Have you had a look at the exercise regime of the Olympic champions? And you are training for something more important. It's called life.
The forgotten connection between movement and memory. Let me share something fascinating with you. Your brain doesn't sit quietly inside your skull, disconnected from the rest of your body. It's actually in constant conversation with your muscles, your heart, and even your gut. Every breath you take, every step you move, sends signals upward that help feed your brain with oxygen and nutrients. Now, here's the part most people don't realize. Memory problems often begin when blood flow to the brain starts to slow down. As we age, our circulation can become sluggish. Maybe we sit more than we used to. Maybe our posture changes. Even our breathing becomes shallow. All of this means less oxygen reaching those precious brain cells, especially in the hippocampus, the part of the brain responsible for forming and recalling memories. When that oxygen supply dips, your brain starts to go into what I call a low power mode. It's like dimming the lights in a room. You can still see, but everything feels a bit dull and foggy. That's why you might find it harder to recall names or focus on tasks. But here's the good news. Movement, even for just 1 minute, can flip that switch back on. When you move, your heart pumps stronger, blood surges upward, and oxygen floods into your brain. In just 60 seconds, you can literally wake up sleepy brain cells and encourage them to reconnect. And it's like giving your mind a small sunrise, brightening its landscape after a long night of stillness. And that's what this 1 minute exercise is all about. Why the brain responds to gentle movement. You might be wondering, why does something so simple make such a difference? But the answer lies in how wonderfully designed your body is. Your brain thrives on oxygen, glucose, and movement. Every time you move your arms, legs, or even your facial muscles, tiny sensors in your joints and muscles send messages through the nervous system straight to your brain. These signals, tell the brain, I'm alive, I'm active, keep firing those connections. Think about how alert you feel after a brisk walk, or how your thoughts seem to clear after stretching your body. That's not coincidence, that's physiology. Movement increases a special protein in your brain called BDNF, brain-derived neurotrophic factor. You can think of BDNF as fertilizer for your brain. It helps your neurons grow stronger, form new connections, and even repair old ones. When you sit still for too long, your BDNF levels drop. But with even a brief burst of movement, especially if it raises your breathing just a little, your brain releases more of this healing compound. That's why I call this a 1 minute miracle. Now, this isn't about heavy exercise or pushing your limits. It's about being kind to your body. Seniors often feel discouraged because they think, I can't do much exercise anymore. But you don't need to do much. Just 1 mindful minute can reawaken your brain's vitality. In a few moments, I'll guide you through exactly how to do this gentle movement safely, simply, and beautifully right in your own home, preparing your body for the minute that matters. Before we begin, I always encourage everyone to take a few seconds to prepare. Preparation helps the body respond better and prevents any strain. Start by standing or sitting tall, whichever feels comfortable. Imagine a gentle string lifting the crown of your head toward the ceiling, allowing your chest to open slightly. This simple posture already helps the lungs expand and lets oxygen flow freely. Now place 1 hand on your abdomen and take a deep, slow breath. Feel your belly rise as you inhale and gently fall as you exhale. Do this 2 or 3 times. Deep breathing alone is a wonderful way to begin stimulating memory. Why? Because oxygen is your brain's food. And when you breathe deeply, you're sending that nourishment straight to your most vital organ. You may start to feel calmer, lighter, and more focused. That's your parasympathetic nervous system turning on, helping your mind to relax. Once you feel settled, you're ready to move into the 1 minute exercise that's designed to reawaken your memory pathways. The 1 minute brain awakening exercise. And now let's move into the heart of our lesson, the 1 minute exercise that can begin to restore clarity and memory in your mind. This is something you can do anytime: in the morning to awaken your thoughts, in the afternoon to clear mental fog, or even in the evening to relax before bed. And don't worry, it doesn't require any special equipment or clothing. All you need is your own body, a bit of space to move, and a willingness to breathe with purpose. This simple exercise combines gentle body movement with deep rhythmic breathing, which together help improve blood flow, oxygen delivery, and mental alertness. You can think of it as a brain bath, cleansing your thoughts, feeding your neurons, and helping old memories surface again with ease. Let's begin slowly. Stand tall or sit upright if standing isn't comfortable. Your back should be straight, shoulders relaxed. As you take a deep breath in, slowly lift both your arms outward and upward as if you're gathering light from the air around you. Let your palms face up as you raise them above your head. Now exhale gently as you lower your arms, turning your palms down as though you're washing away old thoughts and tiredness. Breathe in again, lifting, and breathe out, lowering. Continue this rhythm for 1 full minute, that's all. But while you do it, focus your mind on the feeling of air entering and leaving your body. Feel your lungs expanding like balloons, your chest opening like a flower. Feel your heartbeat strengthen. You may notice a light tingling in your hands or face. That's oxygen reaching places it hasn't visited deeply in a while. This simple up and down movement paired with rhythmic breathing activates your brain's oxygen pathways and gently stimulates your prefrontal cortex, the part responsible for focus, reasoning, and short-term memory. It also helps balance your autonomic nervous system, reducing stress hormones that interfere with memory storage. Do it daily, and you'll soon notice subtle changes, clearer thinking, calmer moods, and a mind that feels more alive. How memory heals when the body moves. Now I want you to picture your memory not as a book filled with pages, but as a series of tiny lights, each one representing a neuron connection. When you're young, these lights sparkle and communicate rapidly. But as years pass and oxygen decreases, some of those lights grow dim. What this 1 minute practice does is gently rekindle those lights. It reignites the communication between neurons, helping them form stronger connections again. That's the essence of memory recovery. You're not creating memory, you're simply restoring your brain's natural ability to access what's already there. You see, your body and mind are not separate entities. Movement awakens the mind guides the body. When you move intentionally with breath, with awareness, you're telling your brain, I am still alive, alert, and capable. And the brain listens. It responds by sending more oxygen to your hippocampus, stimulating cell regeneration and increasing your capacity to recall. Some researchers call this process neuroplasticity, but I like to think of it as the brain's forgiveness. It's your body's way of saying, let's try again. Let's heal what was forgotten. The role of breath in memory recovery. Most people underestimate how powerful breathing is, but the truth is your breath is your most direct line to your brain. Each deep inhale increases oxygen in the blood. Each slow exhale helps release carbon dioxide, a waste gas that if trapped can make you feel sluggish or foggy-headed. When oxygen levels rise, your brain's mitochondria, those tiny energy factories, begin to work more efficiently. They produce ATP, the energy your neurons use to send electrical signals. So the very act of breathing deeply while moving your arms up and down is energizing your brain cells from within. There's a natural rhythm to this. Inhale while lifting your arms, exhale while lowering them. This combination encourages what's called parasympathetic balance, meaning your nervous system shifts from fight or flight to rest and restore. When the body relaxes, blood flow to the brain improves. The amygdala, the stress center of your brain, quiets down, and your hippocampus, your memory center, becomes more active. That's why after just 1 minute of focused movement and breathing, many people report feeling mentally clearer and emotionally lighter. This is not just exercise, it's communication. You're sending your brain a message of peace, balance, and renewal. How stress silently steals your memory.
This explains why when you wake up in the morning and do your morning exercise, you don't need to eat first. You will get energy because inside your cell, particular muscle cell, there are little molecules of glucose just waiting to be plucked.
Before we move further, I want to talk about something that affects memory even more than aging, stress. Chronic stress floods the body with cortisol, a hormone that, when elevated for too long, literally shrinks the hippocampus, the very part of your brain that stores and retrieves memories. Now, here's the gift. The 1-minute breathing exercise we've discussed is one of the simplest, most effective natural ways to reduce cortisol. Every deep, slow exhale tells your body, I'm safe. This signal travels through the vagus nerve, a long nerve that connects your brain to nearly every organ and calms your entire system. Over time, practicing this simple routine each day helps retrain your stress response. You'll find it easier to stay calm, think clearly, and respond thoughtfully instead of reactively. And as the stress lowers, your hippocampus begins to rebuild itself. That's when forgotten memories start to reappear, the name you couldn't recall, the recipe you once knew by heart, the words to an old song. The brain heals quietly, gently, but only when we make space for calmness to enter. The power of morning light and routine. One of the most beautiful times to do this 1-minute memory exercise is early in the morning, preferably by an open window or outdoors, where sunlight can touch your skin. Morning light signals your body to produce serotonin, your daytime hormone, which lifts your mood and primes your brain for learning and memory. You may have noticed that people who spend time in natural sunlight tend to be calmer, sleep better, and think more clearly. That's because sunlight also helps regulate your circadian rhythm, the internal clock that governs sleep, energy, and cognitive performance. When you do this 1-minute practice in the morning with slow breathing and gentle arm movement, your body releases endorphins that energize you for the day ahead. You're sending your brain a message that says, wake up. It's a new day, and I'm ready to remember. If you can, make it part of a small ritual. Drink your water, stretch, breathe deeply, and move for 1 minute. This routine creates consistency, and consistency is what tells your body, this is our healing time. A simple routine repeated daily builds strength quietly, just like the steady growth of a tree. You may not notice changes after 1 or 2 days, but after a few weeks, you'll find your thoughts clearer, your words flowing easier, and your mornings more peaceful. The healing magic of oxygen. Let's pause and truly appreciate oxygen, the most essential yet most underestimated nutrient. You can live weeks without food, days without water, but only minutes without oxygen. And yet most people only use a small fraction of their lung capacity. When your lungs don't fully expand, your blood carries less oxygen and your brain receives less fuel. That's why so many people feel tired and mentally foggy even after sleeping well. They're simply not breathing deeply enough. When you do your 1-minute exercise, lifting your arms as you inhale and lowering as you exhale, you're retraining your lungs to work at their full capacity. Each deep breath brings oxygen into the lower parts of your lungs where the richest blood exchange occurs. As this oxygen enters your bloodstream, it nourishes every cell, especially your neurons. That's when you begin to feel a lightness in your mind, a sort of inner brightness. It's the feeling of being alive again. And there's another layer to this. Oxygen is not only physical energy, it's also emotional. When your brain is oxygen rich, your thoughts become more positive, your patience grows, and your resilience returns. That's why this practice isn't just for memory recovery, it's for emotional balance and inner peace too. So whenever you feel confused, anxious, or forgetful, pause for 60 seconds, lift your arms, breathe deeply, and let that oxygen fill every corner of your being. You'll be amazed how quickly calmness and clarity return. Movement as a natural medicine. And our bodies were designed to move. Every joint, every muscle, every tendon is there for a reason. Yet as we age, movement often becomes something we avoid, either because of pain, stiffness, or fear of falling. But stillness is one of the greatest thieves of health. Even gentle movement improves lymphatic flow, the system responsible for removing toxins from your body. Unlike blood, which has the heart to pump it, lymph fluid moves only when you move. When you're sedentary, that system stagnates and toxins linger longer in your tissues, including in your brain. That's why this 1-minute movement practice, even though it's light and easy, is so powerful. It keeps your inner rivers flowing. You don't need to jog or lift weights to stay youthful. You simply need to move rhythmically and breathe consciously. I often say that movement is medicine, the safest, most natural medicine you can give yourself. It improves blood pressure, stabilizes blood sugar, boosts mood, and strengthens memory all at once. When you combine this movement with gratitude, perhaps whispering, "Thank you for this breath, thank you for this body, thank you for this life," and you're nurturing not just your brain, but your spirit too. And the spirit, when calm and thankful, remembers far more clearly than a stressed, hurried mind ever could. The power of gratitude on the brain. Gratitude is more than just a nice thought. It's a biological process that rewires your brain for happiness and focus. When you express gratitude, whether silently or aloud, your brain releases dopamine and oxytocin, chemicals that strengthen the neural circuits involved in learning and memory. Think of gratitude as fertilizer for your mind. Each thankful thought you plant nourishes your mental garden, helping it grow stronger and more resilient. One of my favorite moments each day is right after finishing the 1-minute exercise. I close my eyes, place my hand over my heart, and whisper, "Thank you for this breath. Thank you for this day. Thank you for another chance to remember." This simple act of gratitude does something extraordinary. It aligns your brain and heart rhythms. Scientists call this heart-brain coherence, and it's been shown to improve cognitive performance, reduce anxiety, and enhance overall brain health. So when you finish your 1-minute exercise, try adding a moment of gratitude at the end. It doesn't have to be long or complicated. It can be as simple as saying, "Thank you for my mind and my memories." Over time, you'll find that not only does your memory improve, but your entire outlook on life softens. Gratitude makes you more present, more aware, and more connected, and that awareness is the foundation of a strong memory. Rebuilding confidence in your mind. One of the hardest parts of memory loss is not just forgetting things, it's the loss of confidence that comes with it. Many seniors begin to doubt themselves. They stop reading new books, learning new skills, or engaging in social activities because they feel their minds aren't as sharp as before. But remember this truth, the brain improves through use. Every time you challenge it, even gently, you encourage it to grow new pathways. Doing the 1-minute exercise each day isn't just physical, it's an act of faith in your own potential. When you stand, breathe deeply, and move your body with purpose, you're saying to yourself, "I believe in my ability to heal," and your body listens. The chemistry of belief and movement together sends signals that activate neuroplasticity, your brain's ability to adapt and rewire. So don't shy away from reading, learning, or exploring new things. Pair them with this exercise and you'll find your memory becoming more resilient. The more you trust your mind, the more it will trust you. As we come to the end of our time together, I hope you feel a gentle sense of peace and a spark of hope. The human body is extraordinary and your brain is a living miracle. You don't need complicated solutions or expensive treatments to begin your journey of recovery. Sometimes all it takes is one mindful minute, one deep breath, one small act of faith in your own body's wisdom. Each day, as you lift your arms and breathe deeply, imagine your brain being washed in light and oxygen. Picture those sleeping memories stirring awake, those forgotten names coming back, that sense of sharpness returning. Feel it, believe it, and let it grow, because your brain is listening and it's ready to remember again.
If this video helped you understand how to do that, please give it a thumbs up. It truly helps others find this important information. And if you haven't already, subscribe to the channel and hit that notification bell. Thanks for watching, and as always, stay informed, stay healthy.